Shalom, shalom, Yahshua. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach. Indeed, His mercy endures forever. Shalom to all of you. Welcome to Life or Death. Shalom to the entire family. Shalom to all of you. Shalom to the entire family. Shalom to all of you. Welcome to Life or Death. As you are coming in, type your name, the city, and the state where you are currently watching us from. We'll start in about 2 minutes. Let us go to the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17, to give thanks to the Most High through His beloved Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Hamashiach, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Him. The Most High commands us to do everything to Him via Hamashiach Yahushua. Because Hamashiach is the door. He is the officer that gives us access to the Father. He is the only one. He is our advocate in front of the Father. Let's go. As you can see, the title of the class today is Feast of Unleavened Bread 2024 Passover Recap. What does that mean? What does that entail? So I see that six of you are currently watching. Like the video, and the question that we have on the table is, what does that mean? Passover recap, Feast of Unleavened Bread recap. What does that mean? What is the spirit or the essence of that statement? Let us go to the book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11. The book of Judges, chapter 5 and verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, this means that where we are slaves at, where we are in bondage at. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Most High, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. So at the light of Zion on the 21st of April, we kept the Passover. How many of you did keep the Passover? For the Passover, we had the Passover meal, which constituted of the lamb, bitter herbs, we had horseradish, we had unleavened bread. I have a sample here. We and wine. We did our best to keep the Passover. So what did you do? How did you keep your Passover? Remember, this class is an interactive class. Passover or Feast of Unleavened Bread recap, that means that we are going over what we did. How did we keep that law? Because the Passover is part of what they call the ceremonial law. What did we do? How did we keep it? Passover. Let's go to the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 30. Let's go to the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 30, and verse 3. The book of Second Chronicles, chapter 30, and verse 3. For they could not keep it at that time, because the priests had not sanctified themselves sufficiently, neither had the people gathered themselves together to Jerusalem. So the priests, they were not in order, meaning that they were not sanctified the way they were supposed to be. And the people, northern kingdom and southern kingdom, they still had issues between themselves. Verse 5. Verse 4. And the thing pleased the king and all the congregation, so they established a decree to make proclamation throughout all Israel, from Beersheba even to Dan, that they should come to keep the Passover unto the Most High Power of Israel at Jerusalem. For they had not done it for a long time in such sort as it was written. Let's go straight to verse 20. Verse 17. For there were many in the congregation that were not sanctified. Therefore the Levites had the charge of the killing of the Passovers for everyone that was not clean, to sanctify them unto the Most High. For a multitude of the people, even many of Ephraim and Manasseh, Issachar and Zabulon, had not cleansed themselves, yet did they eat the Passover. Otherwise, then it was written. But Hezekiah prayed for them, saying, the good power pardon everyone that prepareth his heart to seek the Most High power of his fathers. So they were not sanctified. These brothers, they were not the way they were supposed to be. But Hezekiah prayed for them, the Most High forgave them. Remember, at that time, there was also a spirit of division among the tribes, because many of the northern tribes refused to go to Jerusalem to keep the Passover. I bring the scripture up to show to you that, hey, we are going to have division among the nation, meaning that there will be issues within ourselves, but we should not allow these issues to prevent us from keeping the Passover together, meaning that from keeping this law in our own respective ways. Some of you, others may come into your mind telling you that you cannot keep the Passover because you are not in Jerusalem. Hey, if this is what you want to do, hey, go ahead. Brother Denbu, when is the Feast of Unleavened Bread over? Sunday or Monday? Yes, my brother, the Feast of Unleavened Bread ended when the sun went down this afternoon, or once it, right now, currently we are in Monday. So when the sun went down on last Sunday, that was the ending of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So my brother Denbu, how did you keep the feast, Ark? How did you, let us know, what did you do? How did you keep the feast? Remember, this class is about recapitulation, meaning that we are doing a brief conclusion of how we kept the Feast of Unleavened Bread, meaning that how we kept the Passover and the rest of the days of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. No, my brother, it cannot be, because it is a 7-day feast. So basically, that's why you see that we had the closing last Saturday. So we had the closing last Saturday. We were still in the feast. So basically, the feast fully ended yesterday at sundown. Let us go back to let us go to verse 23. Verse 22. And Hezekiah spake comfortably unto all the Levites that taught the good knowledge of the Most High. And they did eat throughout the feast 7 days, offering peace offerings and making confession to the Most High power of their fathers. And the whole assembly took counsel to keep other 7 days, and they kept other 7 days with gladness. So at that time, the brothers were so happy. What did they do? They added 7 more days to that feast, just to keep feasting. What we are doing right now, we are rehearsing the righteous acts. There are things that we may not do. Basically, we are rehearsing, meaning that we are trying to we are perfecting ourselves. We are perfecting our craft. Verse 24. For Hezekiah, king of Judah, did give to the congregation 1,000 bullocks and 7,000 sheep. And the princes gave to the congregation 1,000 bullocks and 10,000 sheep. And a great number of priests sanctified themselves, and all the congregation of Judah with the priests and the Levites, and all the congregation that came out of Israel, and the strangers that came out of the land of Israel, and that dwelt in Judah rejoiced. So there was great joy in Jerusalem, for since the time of Solomon, the son of King David of Israel, there was not the like in Jerusalem. So the brothers at that time, they had a good time. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach at the light of Zion, from the 21st of April all the way to the 27th. we had a good time too. All praises to our Mashiach Yahawashai. We would like to thank those of you that came to visit, that came to take part in the feast with us. Let's go to the book of Hebrews 13, verse 1. All of you that contributed, all of you that did something for the feast, so that did something so that the feast could be a success, we want to thank you. Thank you. May the Most High through Mashiach bless you abundantly. Let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 1. Hebrews 13, verse 1. Let's see what the Most High says in Hebrews. Hebrews 13, verse 1. Let brotherly love continue. So we must do our best to live peaceably with one another. We ought to, we must, we should, we have to do our best to cultivate brotherly and sisterly love within the nation of Israel. What we are doing is nothing but rehearsing the righteous acts. Now that we are done with Passover, we are done with the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now the ball is in your court, is in your court now for the second one. In Israel, we have three big feasts that we should take part in. We have to take part in all the others too, but these one, we call them here at the Light of Zion the big three. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Most High, thy power. What does that mean? Before the Most High, thy power. What does that entail? This proves that the Most High is our power and only our power. He loves us and only us. Yes, he has other children. Yes, the Edomites are his children as well. But he loves us more. He hates them, but he loves us. He does not care about the other nations. Yes, they are there, but he loves us. They are to be our servants. The other nations are to be, must be, and will be our servants. Let's go to the book of Psalm 135 and verse 4. The book of Psalm, chapter 135 and verse 4. For the Most High hath chosen Jacob unto himself, and Israel for his peculiar treasure. The word peculiar means special. So Israel, let us not be tired in rehearsing the righteous acts. It is in our interest to make sure that we keep the feasts. Let's go back to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 16 verse 16. Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Most High thy power in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread. The feast of unleavened bread is the Passover plus the remaining days of that feast. And in the Feast of Weeks, the Feast of Weeks is commonly called Pentecost. And in the Feast of Tabernacles. So these three feasts, we have to keep them. We call them here the big three. So we are already done with the big one, big number one, which is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now we are preparing now for the Feast of Pentecost. So those of you who can take part in that feast, make sure you are in flesh and bones on site. Many of you, what do? You stop yourself from partaking in those feasts with your brothers and sisters. Many of you have paid time off. Use your PTOs. Many of you can afford a bus ticket or a train ticket to come to Florida. Somehow, somewhere, you refuse to do it. Many of you have the opportunity and the possibility to come to Florida to enjoy yourselves with your brothers and sisters at the light of Zion. Somehow, somewhere, you let laziness overtaking you. Somehow, somewhere, you become lazy. Somehow, somewhere, coming to Florida is like a thorn in your brain. Oh, yes, my brother. I do not have the calendar in front of me now, but do not worry, brother Denbo. It will be on the channel. It will be on our community tab as soon as I have it. Everything will be posted, my brother. Don't worry. Everything will be posted every date so that you can request your day offs. We want to thank all of you. You have to understand Israel. Those of you who are in other states, do not see yourself as people who are there like this, like that. No, we love you here. We see you as family members who are out of state. Plain and simple. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach. We had for the opening, our brother Bezalel Judah was on site. He painted a picture of Chief Priest Kahan and Chief Minister Shalama. A good looking a good piece of work. This brother is very talented. His artwork is on a higher level. Also, for the closing, we had the presence of our elder Emram Israel, formerly known as Brother Roland Dowes, in the chat. He was there as well. He was there. He was there in bone. He was present. He was physically present. So these two brothers and other brothers and sisters made the effort. We had the presence of elders from other schools. So those of you who are still caressing the idea to come to visit the light of Zion, now is the time for you to take the first step. Now is the time for you not to stay too far from the family, meaning that yes, we do see you in the chat. Yes, we do see your comments, but seeing you physically will be different. Talking to you where we can exchange words will be better. And many of you can do it. Many of you can afford it. This class is tonight is to encourage you to use your paid time offs, to use everything that you have to take part physically in those feasts with the light of Zion. That's good, brother Denbo. Yep, yep. The light of the Lee County. Yes, my brother. Not only you have to follow them, brother. That's good. Listen, this is the light of Zion is an organization. Our aim is to have schools all over the world. What we want, brother Denbu, is to see you physically. Well, in fact, make sure that you subscribe to all the channels. The Light of Zion Treasure Coast, the Light of Zion Lee County, the Light of Zion Highlands County. Brother Denbo, you are in North Carolina. So, my dear brother, from North Carolina to Florida, you can come to the feast of Pentecost, my brother. Whether you choose to drive or take a flight from North Carolina to Florida, it will be a good thing. We will appreciate that a lot. Because remember, we are one family. It will be our pleasure, Brother Denbo, to see you. Let's see what the Most High said. Let's go to the book of Hebrews 10:25. Starting tonight, those of you who would like to take part in the Feast of Weeks, meaning the Pentecost with us, start doing your prep. First, start saving some money. Because we know that a train ticket, you have to pay for it. But guess what? If you are able to save money way ahead for it, you'll have it. Remember, where there is a will, there is a way. Also, you are not doing this because you want to know. You are doing this because the Most High commands you to do that. Let's see what the Most High says. Let's go to the book of Hebrews 10:25. In fact, let us start at 10:24. The book of Hebrews is a letter from some books say, some researchers say Paul is the author of that book. Let's see what the author advises us. Hebrews 10, that's at verse 24. Hebrews 10:24. The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. My first Passover, I kept it with the Light of Zion via conference call. Later on, the Most High allowed me to be physically with them to keep the following Passovers. So if the Most High can do that for me, He can do it for you as well. Hebrews 10:24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. Brother Denbu says, this is my problem. I am married 36 years. I have an excellent relationship with my wife, but she's not on board with the truth. She wants to stay in her Christian belief, so it would be difficult for me to come by myself because she will not join me in this truth. Brother Denbo, not necessarily true. Do you know why? Let's go to the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 20. Let's see what Jude advises us. Jude, chapter 1, verse 20. Women are followers. As a leader, you are to take the first steps. Let's see what the Most High says. Jude 1, verse 20. But ye, beloved, building up yourselves on your most holy faith, praying in the Holy Spirit. Meaning, Brother Denbo, start taking the first steps. Yes, she may not be with you on your first journey, but guess what? With how you are behaving in the household, how you are moving, you never know. The Most High may use your behavior to bring her into the truth. My brother, nothing is too difficult for the Most High through Mashiach Yahawashi. Start taking the first steps. In fact, see this as your challenge for you to be on site for the feast of Pentecost. Yes, she may not want to show up, but remember, by your diligence, by how you are behaving, by the steps that you are taking, you never know, my brother. Always, when it comes to us men, we have to lead via example. Why? Because a leader leads from the front. Let's read it again. Jude 1, verse 20. But ye, beloved, building up yourselves, as you are building up yourselves, as you are learning the commandments, you are keeping the commandments, you are applying them in your life, you have faith in the Most High Mashiach Yahawashi, you never know. You have to understand, my dear brother, it is a step-by-step movement. At one point, I was conflicted concerning the eating of pork. But later on, the Most High uses elders and teachers to show to me that eating pork is unclean. So I had to leave pork alone. Then I wish that would happen, but she's not on board. I've been trying my best at setting the example, and she's just refusing. I no longer eat pork. I try to congregate on the seventh day and so on. Yeah, my brother, you have to understand, Rome was not built in one day. In fact, at one point you were in some other nonsense too. But guess what, my brother? Start taking the first steps. You want the Most High to act for you? Start acting for them, for Him. My brother, this is your battle. Build yourself up first. My brother, Keep setting the example. In fact, guess what? By coming to the school, by coming to be among the brothers, guess what? You will learn from the elders and they will be able to let you know how to deal with that in a more precise and better way. And also you may hear testimony of other brothers who have gone through what you are going through. My dear brother, the fight is not over yet. Let's see what the Most High says in Matthew 24, verse 13. Don't be discouraged, my brother. Do not be discouraged. Remember, there is a time for everything. Sorry, Matthew 24 and verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Meaning that for us to have the crowns, we have to endure until the end. So, my brother, now is not the time for you to be discouraged. But Israel, let us read Psalm 72, verse 18, so we can end, and then Psalm 133. So, for the feast of unleavened bread, at the land of Zion, we had unleavened bread. For unleavened bread, that we all praises to Yahweh Mashiach, we did our best to eat unleavened food. Unleavened, we didn't consume anything that has yeast in it. We did our best. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach Yahushai. Also, for that feast, we had the Passover meal, unleavened bread, bitter herbs, the lamb, and wine. We rejoiced ourselves. We had a good time. Psalm 72, verse 18. The book of Psalm, chapter 72, and verse 18. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of our dear brother Denbu. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of the 12 tribes of Israel. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of our elder Amram Israel. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of our dear sister, Sister Deborah Chatham, Sister Deborah Dennis in Chatham, Massachusetts. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of those who are currently watching and those who will watch the class later on. Brother Denbo says, I ate corn tortillas all week. Is this right? Yes, my brother. If you didn't put any leaven in it, my brother, you are fine. That is the law. For the law states that we should not eat anything that has leaven in it. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach, my dear brother. Let's end with Psalm 133. Psalm 133. Psalm 133 is what they call a song of degrees. We used to sing these songs on our way to Jerusalem. Also, the Levite priests used to recite them while they were climbing the stairs of Solomon's temple. Let's go to the book of Psalm chapter 133. Psalm 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that went down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High commended the blessing, even life forevermore. Bahashem Hamashiach Yahawashai, Thawada Thamyad, Aman. Shalom Yasharallah. Our brother Denbo says, what is your name, sir? So I may address you respectfully. Yes, my brother. My name is Yakanan. Yakanan. My dear brother, happy to talk to you. So basically, know that at the line of Zion, we are a family. That is what you have to understand. All of you should understand. The line of Zion, we are doing our best in the Most High Mashiach to cultivate, to harvest a family unit. So don't see yourself as a stranger. Shalom Yasharallah. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach. May the Most High, through Mashiach, bless you all, to keep you safe, to heal you, to give us a new spirit so that we can live a sinless life for the Most High through Hamashiach Yahawashai. Shalom Yasharallah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Shalom, hallelujah.